Baymonette, Alabama. Great group, about 8 guys with Baldwin EMC. And we finished up day 1 today, a little bit of classroom work, and then ended up out here. We've got a cutting site, been kind of logged over, and we're going to be setting up for felling for tomorrow, bucking and limbing on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we're going to be looking at on the line. We call it OTLT, and that's on the line training. Because a lot of the stuff these guys have to do is getting the trees off of power lines. And so we've got a power line system set up, and more or less we've got a machine to be able to set some trees and tree tops up onto the line. And it's ought to be a pretty good site. We've got some trees here that we're going to be felling, crisscrossing up, making some different pressures and bind situations, and then we're going to take and pull those out and be able to use bits and pieces of tops and things to go across and make ourselves some line damage, hangers on the line and that kind of stuff. So looking forward to making this happen with the group. Very attentive group, and they are picking up a lot today, and so it ought to be pretty good results, I think, out of this particular week. Start at that corner now, make it match. I hit the other one now. All right, now get ready. So if you got a heavy tree to lift, you put 2 wedges in it, hit one, then the other, one, and then the other. Come on, up the hill.
It's hard to control it when you're in there, seriously.
You've got to go back and you picture that face notch. That's what you got to get back to. Whether you're back cutting or floor cutting, you get back to that face notch so you can see.
Let me ask you this. So, would cutting the middle of the wedge, the hinge like that, be the same thing as cutting, cutting it on this end? Or would it still be good because it's got 2 sides on there?
With a high dollar wood, a lot of times we'll take the heartwood out because that's the part of the growth rings that start to pull fiber and split. So if you got a real high dollar hardwood or a big pine, you take the center out, leave a nice straight hinge over here, and a nice straight hinge over there, just like you'd have 2 or 3 hinges on a big door.
Right.
You know, that's like a piano hinge all the way across. But if you had 2 hinges there, you can reach through the middle and leave a hinge over here. But if you've got a lot of side weight like this one, you don't want to do it. That's the reason why I was getting a little bit, because you take too much off of this side. Where's that tree gonna go?
It's gonna go that way.
Yeah, so you got to make sure that you keep that hinge that you plan. And we could have probably went down half of what we said, 2 inches.
Right.
But you take it a little bit thinner, and that thing's going down the hill. Because you had probably at least 5 foot, 6 foot of weighted side lean, didn't you? Total length of that, if you go look at the top, it's way up the hill over there. I mean, you had 30 foot worth of weight to the side, but you were aiming at that stick, and it's dead center of that crotch. We'll have to look down there, but it's dead center of that crotch. Leave your sign because you can't reach to see where it's at. See, you gotta feel for that open air in there. The farther from the hinge you have, the more power you have to lift. Same tone, that's pretty much done. Then when he gets around, we'll put another one beside that one, and then drive the 2. Careful now, because you're way up above. Oh! All right, you driving or he driving?
It's whatever. Oh.
And so now one's a shim, one's a driver.
Ew.
Well, we finished the felling round today with impressive work. The guys did a good job planning out everything, and pretty much hit on the target. Just about every tree, so went good. We set up 4 piles, and they're going to be working in teams this afternoon to kind of get that cleared up. We'll be looking at some pressures and binds and some different things. We looked a little bit earlier at a hanger. Probably would take down a couple more small trees and look at the hanger situations. And then tomorrow we'll be placing these trees that we've cut, some of them onto the line for our on the line training. And I'll try to get as much video as I can. I mean, technically you could grab either one of those limbs and pull back that way and it's coming off the line, but I want you to see what I'm talking about with being able to work this outside edge. Notches and hinges. Like those 2 little ones off the right side over here, you know how you got the backhoe, there's about a foot off over there, that one's about a foot off, this one's on the ground, right? Yeah. So that would be your support that you would notch and hinge to get it to move left or right at that point. Does everybody understand? Any questions? So when you go up on something like that, I mean, a small one's no big deal. Like I said, all you got to do is walk around and grab it, probably roll it right out of the line. But if it's a larger one like that, you're going to use notches and hinges and work the outer edges, whether it be starting on the other side or out here, so that you're sitting there and moving it in the direction you want it to go. And if you cut small sections off, it can only move down so far. It doesn't shake the line so much, and it puts you to where you can start to tilt it in the direction that you want it. So if you're going to spin that one out, how would you do it? Given it's broke and setting just like this, what would you cut off and then try to spin it out? What would you do?
Probably that one that's on the ground. Maybe try to grab it from the frame, walk that way, and let the top fall this way.
Well, that back stick back there would be good leverage, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So you could cut those two off this side, grab the one in the back, and roll it out. Or like you said, it'll work, I think. So that's thinking, isn't it? So if you look at those situations, you'll figure it out. Don't just go in there and start whacking on it, because that's what'll mess you up real quick. All right, let's see if we can get her down now. What's your plan? Not technique, what's your plan?
I'm gonna cut it.
We're gonna try to get it close and then let it run down the line away from the pole.
Okay. So you think it's gonna go left or right? Is it gonna go up or down? Could it be back pressure?
It could be yeah, your tension gonna be here and your pressure's gonna be on top. Huh? Your tension's here, your pressure's up here. So you bait it up here or whatever, and then you cut that side. And so yeah, so if you go so it could slide, I mean possibly swing, it could possibly slide once you get out of that hole right there.
So always think about it, you always want to teach everybody around you to have the same planning process, because if you both plan the same way, you're probably going to come up with the same results. You might see something the other doesn't see, but you'll always come up with the same results. If you don't plan the same way, you're always going to be bumping heads about experience or machine or whatever it might be. But if you plan the same way, you'll always come up with the same results. And so the other thing too is I found that the more you share information with other people, really the less you have to worry about it, right? So whether it's a next door neighbor or coworker or whatever, you want to make sure they know, because it could be their mistake that causes your life to get messed up, or vice versa. So you want to make sure that you think through, always have the plan and explain it. Everybody on your team or anybody in the area should know what your plan is.
All right, so yeah, we're going to drop this. Hopefully we get it close to being close to straight. Then we're going to try to cut it and push the bottom away and try to get it to slide down the line. Hopefully that will get away from there, and typically it's kind of a pinch right there, so you ain't gonna be able to fall off to the left, because that pole's got it between that 90 right there. It's pulling straight down by there by the pole. So I mean, that's what I'm thinking. What y'all got?
Just wondering if it's got pressure back.
It's gonna pull back.
Like as soon as you cut it, is the stop gonna come shooting back?
So you see it's starting to close on the bottom side. So you got your face notch a little bit too far around the other side. You want it more angled so that the hinge's strength is still forward to back, not side to side. Because you get a little bit heavy one, it'll crack the hinge off of it. Which is still probably going to go the way you want it to, but if it goes that way and rolls down over there, that's not where you wanted it to go. You want to take it back around this way.
Yeah.
And you don't have to jerk it. Just push nice and easy and let the hinge work. You don't have to worry about going the wrong way. See, you're fighting it around there a little bit. So if you had a little bit more angle like here, then you can use the weight of it instead of you having to push it. If you angle it this way, then it'll still go that direction, but it's not, you don't have to fight the side weight.